Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Monday, March 23rd, 2020. I would like to bring you an update pertaining to Evelyn Boswell and the case surrounding her. And this is some information pertaining to an interview of a lady who was acquainted with Megan Boswell. Her daughter and Megan were friends at one time, but the daughter is deceased at the current moment. And this said story I'm bringing to you is by Crime Online, if you need verification for the storyline. Evelyn Boswell, friend says mom of deceased tot, wet the bed, panicked as police search grandfather's property. Exclusive part 1. A Tennessee woman who has known Maggie Boswell, the mother of deceased toddler Evelyn Mae Boswell, for years, claims Boswell displayed disturbing behavior as police desperately searched for the child. Christy Broom said that her daughter Maddie grew up with Boswell. The girls were inseparable best friends. Broom's daughter passed away in 2018 at age 17. But Broom said she still kept in contact with Boswell afterward and always treated her as her own child. Boswell's one-year-old daughter Evelyn disappeared in December. No one reported the child missing until February, according to the Sullivan County Sheriff's Department. Shortly after Evelyn was reported missing, reportedly at Megan Boswell's father, Tommy Boswell Sr., authorities issued an Amber Alert. Broom said that after the Amber Alert was issued, Boswell had nowhere to live. Broom allowed Boswell to stay with her because she felt bad for her and didn't see any previous signs that showed she was capable of hurting her baby. During the time Boswell stayed at Broom's home, she didn't act like she was interested in finding her child, Broom told Crime Online. Excuse me. Broom said Boswell never admitted that she had anything to do with Evelyn's disappearance and always maintained her innocence. However, Boswell repeatedly expressed fear that she would be arrested, which baffled Broom. There was about 3 days she was with me. I thought that her and I would go downstairs and Megan would just explain what's going on, tell me who had Evelyn, and everything would be okay. That never happened. That did not happen. She kept saying that day, I just feel like I'm going to get arrested. She said it about 5 times because she knew they, the investigators, were searching on Tommy Sr., her dad's property. I said, why would you say that, Megan? She said, I just feel like my mom would hurt Evelyn and put her on my dad's property. Broom said Megan had no tears, no emotion, nothing. You, Megan, just said that you thought your mother could have killed your baby and hid it on your dad's property, Broom continued. And you've got no emotion whatsoever? Broom was referring to the first search conducted by investigators on Boswell Sr.'s property within days after issuing the Amber Alert. After the initial search concluded, investigators did not find Evelyn's body, but they reportedly found evidence that they sent to Quantico, Virginia for testing. When law enforcement officials asked Megan to come to the station and view the evidence, she stalled, according to Broom, and told them she was tired and would come in the following day. What the F is wrong with you, Megan? Your baby is out there and you want to go to sleep, Broom said. Broom said at night, Boswell wet the beds. Lord have mercy. Something she had never done before that she knows of. Quit playing. Boswell didn't talk about it or offer an explanation, but Broom said it happened during the time investigators searched her father's property. When she found the search was over, only then she started to assert herself because I told her, you have a missing baby. You're sitting here telling me you don't want to bother them? Get on the phone and find out what's going on, Broom continued. During a second search of the property in March, authorities found Evelyn's deceased body of the property of Boswell Sr. hidden inside a shed. By that time, Megan Boswell was behind bars for allegedly giving numerous false statements to investigators that hindered the investigation. As Crime Online previously reported, Boswell told News Channel 11 that her mother, Angela Boswell, took the child. Maggie Boswell claimed that her mother was babysitting Evelyn, then later took the baby to a person at a silver camper in Mendota, Virginia. I told TBI where to find her in Mendota. My mom took her to a campground in a silver camper, and if they don't go tonight, I'm going to go find her myself because I've told them and they're not really taking it seriously. If they don't go tonight, I will go. If they don't go tonight, I will go myself and go get her, Maggie Boswell said. Sullivan County Sheriff's Office Captain Andy Sebo responded to Boswell's claim. According to the Tennessean, Sebo said Boswell's camper camper claim was investigated completely. Authorities did not find Evelyn. The claim that Megan made stating that Evelyn was in a camper in Mendota was investigated completely, Seabolt said. The Washington County, Virginia Sheriff's Office, along with United States Marshals, checked every campground in Mendota and nothing was found. Megan's story has changed multiple times throughout this investigation. That was a statement given by the Sheriff's Department. Maggie Boswell later told News 5 that she didn't want to report Evelyn missing because she was afraid the babysitters would run away with her. At the time, Boswell declined to name the babysitters. She later said she was referring to her mother. Every time we talk to her, her story changes, Sheriff Jeff Cassidy of the Sullivan County Sheriff's Department said. I'm serious when I say every single time. No one currently is charged with connection with Evelyn's death. The autopsy has been sealed to protect the integrity of the investigation. Megan Boswell remains behind bars on a $150,000 bond. She's been represented by court-appointed attorney C. Brad Sproils. And you can check back for updates. And you can also view a video of Fox Nation with Nancy Grace talking about this case in this said article. And this article is an exclusive of Part 1 on Crime Online. And it was dated March 19th of this year. If you need verification for the storyline, Crime Online is where you can get this verification and a news clipping of Nancy Grace discussing this case about the baby and Megan Boswell and yah. I'm going to give you my said commentary because it'll be lengthy. I'm already 6 minutes in. Okay, let's hit it. Christy Broom is the mother of a friend that was acquainted with Megan. The child is no longer living. What I'd like to know if this lady could come in now after the fact to aid her and let her stay at her house at the time. Why Megan couldn't have gone to this woman to tell her she was having a hard time raising her child, or didn't want to be a mother, or was just struggling, or needed someone to talk to. Now we have this lady pop up after the fact, which that was a noble thing she did, but I'm wondering why Megan couldn't have gone to this lady to talk to her about any type of problem she was having with motherhood. Okay. The fact that she's blaming her mother by saying that the mother had the baby, took the baby to a campground, and she believed that she placed her, this is what she's telling Miss Christie, that she believes her mother is the one who placed the baby on the property. As I stated at the time, we didn't know what kind of building it was, but this article lets us know that it's a shed. So what's the shed locked? How would Angela been able to put the baby on in the shed? Is the shed locked? I'd like to know that. I'd like to know if the shed was locked at the time that the investigators first went on the property. Was the shed locked when the authorities went back and found Evelyn that day that they found her? And this is a baffling story now because we're now knowing that they went to this said property, Mr. Boswell's property, and looked for this child, looked for any evidence, and never found anything round one. So how did this kid end up in this shed this last time that they go investigate? And naturally, this tip came from this lady, Miss Christie, when Crazy Nutjob made a comment that she believes that's where they're going to find the body and that her mom put the baby there. So still, even after the fact, she was throwing her mother, she threw her mother under the bus as the culprit, as the one who kept her, took her to Mendota, took her to the campground, and now telling that lady, oh, I think that's where she took the baby, to my father's property. Okay. Why would Angela risk taking a baby to the property, a dead baby to a property? Let's just say that. Would she risk taking a dead baby to this property? Did she have knowledge of a shed being unlocked to where she could put the baby in the shed? Because that's why I said we don't even know if the shed stayed locked or not. This is a stupid theory. Why didn't the body get found during the first search after the Amber Alert? This is what I would like to know. And see, this is where the conspiracy comes in, and that there may be other people involved, because the fact that they went to this said property and didn't find this baby and found her on search day, what? 2, 3, 4, what? The smell wouldn't be an indicator. So that makes us wonder, was the body moved there after the Amber Alert? Do you see what I'm saying? Because they didn't find her when they first issued the Amber Alert and they went to the said property to look around, inside, out, whatever. Why wasn't the child found? Was she moved to this building days after the Amber Alert? What? Are others involved after the fact or knowing all along that the baby was dead and deceased? What evidence was found? What was the evidence? What is the evidence that was found during the search initially that was sent to Quantico, Virginia for testing? Wetting the bed during the information she got of her father's property being searched. Megan Boswell, why in the hell are you wetting the bed with your 18-year-old grown self? Is it because you're guilty? You know you're guilty? You knew they would find the child eventually? Is it because you were abused? Most of you who have heard about sexual abuse, sexual assault, child molestation have heard that wetting the bed is one of the signs of mental abuse, physical abuse, and sexual abuse and child molestation. So was Megan Boswell abused as a child mentally, physically, or sexually because the fact that she wet the bed when she found out they were searching her father's home, and during this initial search they didn't find anything. I find it very interesting. A grown woman, 18, is using the restroom on herself. This is crazy. So here we have a homicidal baby killing bedwetter. Dear God, I've seen it all. Somebody call the paramedics. I'm drowning. She didn't want to go see the evidence that they had during that initial search. Why is that? Is it because she knew the child was dead somewhere, hidden somewhere, or on that property somewhere? So, no, she wasn't trying to go to the sheriff's office and talk to them about what evidence they found. She knew. That's why she didn't go. Because 9 times out of 10, what they found was linked to a deceased baby. Quit playing. The body was found in the shed. Who put the baby in the shed? Why was the baby not found in the shed round 1, search 1, after the Amber Alert? That is the $1,000,000 question. Who all is involved in this crime of this baby and had knowledge? And now that we know it's a shed, so are we talking about a metal shed or a wooden shed? Because death stinks regardless. And even if you move the body from point A to point B to point C, death is death. Then you would have to have that baby sealed so tight as to not have a smell linger or leak out of the container, bag, wrapping, whatever she was disposed in. This is insane. Hell, for all we know, she may have just been sitting out dead in a shed, thrown in there. I don't know. No disrespect to the dead, but these people are stupid. This is just utter buffoonery. Megan was in jail at the time that the body was found. The child's body was found in this shed. So one could wonder, is she the culprit? Some of you may not think she is. How? I don't know how. As I keep telling you, all roads lead to Megan Boswell, because you got to remember one thing about this case. She was playing duck, duck, goose with that baby before Amber Alert was ever issued. She met Hunter Wood and never told him that she had a child in her possession, that the child was down in Louisiana with the father. Her mother never saw the baby. Allegedly, the grandfather never saw the baby. Mr. Jones, Angela's father, since what? Thanksgiving. And then her own father hadn't seen the baby since Christmas. Hunter Wood never saw the baby, allegedly. So you see where I'm going with this? So where was the baby way back in November, December? Has this crazy heifer been moving the body around from place to place, location to location? This is insane. Now we hear that Angela was babysitting the child in this said article. So did she and Mr. William put the baby in the shed? Where are we to go with this? Did Mr. Boswell put the baby in the shed? She has told so many lies so many times. Why would I believe that her mother is involved in murdering this child and hiding the baby in a shed on Tommy Boswell Sr.'s property? Because you're going to have to prove that she had the child And as I've stated in my previous videos, why would anyone let their child stay with a person who did not have a stable address? And to this day, it has not been verified that Angela Boswell even has a stable address. For all I know, these places that the news are going to interview her, that's her father's trailer up at Kingsport, near Kingsport. This heifer don't got nowhere to stay. William don't got nowhere to stay. They don't have a job. They don't work anywhere. They don't have anything. So why would you let this woman keep your kid? I knew something was wrong when William stated the child was in a hotel with them last July. That led me to believe they didn't have nowhere to stay. Angela didn't have anywhere to stay. So why would this foolish child leave her child in the custody of someone who does not have an adequate address? You could visit my baby, but you can't keep her. Quit playing. This is stupid. The fact that she was afraid of who had the child. Then the child was with a sitter. Then it was her mother. Then it was the mother took her to Virginia. Now this article states the mother took her to someone in Virginia. Ooh, would that be the gypsy clan that everyone thought about? Since they're supposed to be gypsies? Yet, no campground was discovered. Thoroughly investigated by TBI, U.S. Marshals, Sheriff's Department. The only thing they led and found pertaining to this child was Angela Boswell and William McLeod in a BMW in North Carolina that allegedly was stolen. And we ain't about to even get started on that scenario about the stolen car that nobody went to court to hear the hearings, to sit in the hearings. And you've heard no more about Miss Wood and the car. Any charges? Nothing. Stupid. As you know, no charges have been found in this death of this baby, Miss Evelyn Mae Boswell, to protect the integrity of the investigation. Will there be more arrests in this case? Will Mr. Boswell be arrested? Will Angela get arrested? Will Megan Boswell be arrested? Will William McLeod be arrested? What evidence do they have, the Sheriff's Department, the FBI, pertaining to this child that was found during the initial search of Tommy Boswell Sr.'s property? And the fact that this stupid retard told this Christy Brown that she feels like her mother placed the child on the property, still placing blame on that mother, and that's what led to the information given to the authorities to go back to Tommy Boswell Sr.'s property and check, and voila, they find her. But you do have to admit that's interesting. Think about it. They go day 1, day 2, whatever, to search for the kid. Anything linking to her. Do find something. They're not revealing to us what they found. They want to talk to her about it. She doesn't want to talk to him. She's sleepy. She's tired. Ooh, I guess murder is a hard job, ain't it? Keeping up all them lies is a hard job. I guess I'd be exhausted too. All this lying could make one exhausted. Might even make you a little bit dehydrated, huh? Quit playing. Maybe somebody need to send her a Mountain Dew, since that's the thing everybody running in stores trying to buy a Mountain Dew. Good grief. This case makes me sick to my stomach. This is crazy. This case is crazy. But we do have to sit up and wonder now, where was that baby's body? Because the fact that she told this Christy lady that the baby was there and her mother put her there, and voila, they find this baby there, you have to admit that it's strange. Now, I didn't know if Angela was involved or not. I still don't know. I don't have any proof of her being involved. Because like I said, that would be risky, her going to this property, trying to put a child on the property, knowing she doesn't deal with the father. The father has children and another wife and all this. His business is also on that said property, if I'm not mistaken. So why would she risk going on the property to plant a dead child? Or did they not do a thorough search? I don't know. Is this a new shed put on the property? You have to ask all those questions because they're not giving us the said information. But that's the million-dollar question. How did Evelyn Mae Boswell get in that shed after the initial search was conducted, after the Amber Alert was issued? Because I'm baffled and confused as all get out right now. Megan Boswell is currently incarcerated on a $150,000 bond. She has a court-appointed attorney. And how does Miss Christy Brown, feel about Megan Boswell right now. Miss Broom, you had a murderer inside your home. You had a murderer sleeping and eating in your home. God knows what other favors you did for her in those 3 days that she was with you. She peed in your bed. And let me tell you, I believe I done heard it all. I talk about a lot of crazy nonsense that go on in this world. But this one right here is utter buffoonery. Miss Broom did a kind thing about letting this demon lay up in her house. Peed in her bed. Played dumb, played stupid, lied, no emotion, no tears, no concern, no empathy for her own child. And now she's currently incarcerated. No one has been arrested. And she now knows that she has gone inside the belly of the beast because she allowed that demon, that beast, to lie up in her house and lie and manipulate and con her. And let me tell you something about this girl. She don't show an emotion or tears because she knew the child was already dead. And that's common sense. All this stuff about her going back and doing things differently. Why would she go back and do things differently? That's why she killed her. That's why she got rid of the baby. So she wouldn't do it again a different way. She would go back and do it the same way she did it. That was the purpose of her killing a child, because she didn't want to be a mother. She didn't want the baby. I don't even think it was an accident. She decided to kill her child, point blank. All this stuff about a do-over, a second chance, snickering and grinning during interviews. She knew her baby was dead all along. And where that baby was, I have no idea. Who all was involved, I have no idea. But she killed that child. So the fact that she said she would call the police the next time if she could do it again. No, you wouldn't. You would do the same thing you did in this instance. You would lie and manipulate and lie on people. The fact that she was staying with Hunter before the Amber Alert. He put her out. How long was she there with Hunter? How long was she living with Hunter? And before Hunter, where was she living with her child when the child was alive? And I'm curious to know, because we already know that when she was with Hunter, there was no baby in sight. She lied to him about where the baby was. So where did she stay before Hunter Wood invited her to stay with him? And where exactly did they live? And where was she staying before she met Hunter Wood? Did she have her baby at her brother's house, at his trailer, or was she living with Mr. Tommy Sr. Boswell? Which address was she living? Or was she fluctuating between house to house? As far as Angela Boswell and William McLeod, they are to appear in court tomorrow, but that has been canceled due to the coronavirus. And their court date has been moved up to June 9th. The Tennessee Supreme Court has suspended court. All in-person judicial proceedings have been suspended through the end of the month. How about that for them lucky too? They don't get to go to court till June 9th. This is a baffling case. I don't know who all is involved, but I believe Tommy Sr. Boswell is involved to some degree or all degrees. I believe that baby was maliciously murdered and hidden. I believe possibly she was moved from place to place because they were scared and they had to do what they had to do. But something was found pertaining to the death of that baby during the first search of Tommy Boswell Sr.'s home. And this lady decided to give the 411 about her commentary about the mother planting the baby on that property, and voila, magic. Evelyn May appears, but dead. This is sickening and disgusting. I don't have anything else to say. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Prayers for America and abroad. Everyone stay safe out there. Wash your hands, stay clean. Don't go in big crowds. If you have to get out, limit your dealings with people. Keep your hygiene up to par. And say a prayer for yourself and everyone around you and the world. God bless us all. Thanks for joining me. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.